Hi everyone, you're with Lucy from Artshed Angel, and today I want to show you how to make a really cute little book using a piece of scrapbook paper or any piece of square paper that's around 30 by 30, but you can make a smaller book if you use smaller paper. And it's very, very simple. The only thing we need is one sheet of paper, and then I've used some watercolour paper for the covers. So if you like my videos, please make sure that you subscribe to my page and look at more of my videos. And we would also love you to join Live Art Journaling and Self-Development, which is a group I have with Jolene Payne. The description will be below. So let's get started. So what I want to do first is, this is just a piece of scrapbook paper, and what we're going to do is we're going to fold it first. So this is a double-sided one. You can use any colour you like, but I want a light colour because I want to do some watercolouring on it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fold it in half. It's got a little piece of paper stuck on it. So I'm going to fold it in half first, and then fold it to the centre, to that centre fold. You must excuse my fingers because I've been doing some jewellery and my nails are a little bit stained from polishing jewellery. Okay, so I've done that. Then I'm going to do the same thing the other way. And you can use a bone scorer if you've got a bone scorer like this. That helps you do really nice scores. Or a butter knife, or anything that will help you, a spoon, to do this to get it nice and straight. So basically we've just done the same thing both ways. So we've got it folded this way and folded that way. So you'll see that we've got creases here, and there's 16 segments. So what we're going to do now is cut. Actually, I'm going to do it this way because mainly most of the writing is one way. I'm going to cut from the first end of the first segment all the way to the edge. Then I'm going to do the next segment, and I'm going to cut to the edge. So you can see here, I have left that segment together, and then I'm going to leave this one together so that we end up with like an M shape. This is such an easy thing to do. So now that I have this cut, and you can see that I've got it cut like that, I'm going to start folding. And basically I'm just folding it into a book. Now the little corners are a little bit tricky, but just fold the way it feels comfortable. So we're just going like around a maze. Now, I want to have the white paper on the inside, so I'll just check if we ended up with that, and we did. So we've ended up with the white paper on the inside. Some of you may have seen this as a concertina book, but I actually like it for making an actual book. So what I'm going to do now is, you can see here that there's all the little bits that we want to stick together. So that this is a full page, I'm going to stick that together. So I'll just show you what I mean. And you only need a little bit of glue, and I'm just using a glue pen, and I'm sticking that together. Now, if it was the wrong way and you had the wrong colour, you just need to change the way you fold it, okay? So if we had if you wanted the dark colour on the inside, you would have started folding like that. So you ended up with the colour on the inside. Now, when we come to this one here, you can see that's where we've gone around a corner. So I'm going to put some glue. And the trick to this is knowing that you're only putting the glue on the side that is not the side that you want as your inside of the book. So that's the biggest trick. So every time I'm doing this, I'm doing the gluing on the dark side of this paper. And that way, we're ending up with it turning into a book. Again, just follow it. And I'm not even using a lot of glue. Okay, so you can see here what this is creating is simple pages. Now, if you have a pattern that is one way, you can end up with some of your pages upside down. So it's good to choose a paper that is a simple paper that doesn't have a right or a wrong way up. And that's why I've used this one here. So we're getting to the last parts here. Lumps in my glue. Okay. So what I now have is a tiny little book. And what I found with this is because it's double-sided pages, it really lends itself to watercolouring. So you can do some really nice watercolour effects on your pages. You can also stamp on your pages, and you could have stamped it before you actually folded it. But what we're going to do is we're going to do some decorating on the inside of this book. So I'm going to get some stamps and some ink, and I will decorate the pages. So I'm going to use some of my steampunk stamps from the steampunk range, and I'm going to stamp in my book. Now, I'm not really going to worry about perfect stamping because I'm going to use some watercolours as well. So basically I just want to add a little bit more to the background. So just this particular stamp goes very well with the designs that I have here. Now, remembering that we're stamping on a book, if you had stamped this before you'd put it together, it would have been much more easy to stamp, but we're doing it this way. Okay, so just to give it some interest. Now, I'm also going to use my heart stamp. Now, you can also put some words or a message. This is really lovely to do for a birthday card or something for somebody special. So I'm going to take the stamp and stamp it throughout, sometimes off the edge.
You're gone now, will you call me back? Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind, it's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope.
Okay, so we have this book that has only just taken us moments to make. And now I'm going to get my watercolours, and I'm going to use some yellow, it's a yellow ochre, and a little bit of a brown. I'm using burnt sienna and yellow ochre. And then I'm going to just give it a little bit of a wash to age it just a bit more. So just with my watercolour brush, mix up some of this paint and colour. Now, the great thing about this is you can do as much or as little as you like. So I'm going to just make it an aged colour, and you can see the scrapbook paper takes this watercolour paint really well, and especially because it's double-sided, it works great. So, and sometimes you put a little bit too much, you just got to dab it off. And I'm even kind of just dabbing it to dry it off to go to my next page because I'm not being too fussy here. So don't do every page exactly the same. Go through and make it interesting. And this is just water and watercolour paint. Just dabbing it off a little bit to dry.
It means that you come home to me. Once you travel the world, all the spaces inside your heart. I hope I'll be your end destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something.
Now I've cut a piece of watercolour paper the same height as the book, or it's a little bit higher so we have a little bit of edge around it. And I'm going to use this leftover paint here, and I'm just going to age the paper with the watercolour paint. This is just to make it not look quite so white. You could do this any colour you like, or any colour scheme. You might have some really beautiful paper that you can do something really great with. And I'm just going to pick up my paint. So if I have paint left over, I'd pick it up and put it in my palette. I've dried this off. I'm also going to stamp it with the archival ink again and decorate it a little bit. And I'm going to put a heart on the front cover. So I'm just going to stamp that right in the middle and just stamp some of these. Now I'm not going to need the whole strip because the strip is actually too long. You can do it as a wraparound. I'm going to use this one as well. So we just need the words. And then, now we've got this, we can get our book and find the outside, so make sure it's shut like that. Then what I'm doing is I'm just putting it there and then using my bone scorer to score the cardboard. And then I want to score the cardboard about 5 mil so that I've got a spine. I can't find my ruler, so I'll just use a bit of cardboard. And then I'm going to wrap it around. So what I want to do is wrap it once and then wrap it twice so that I have a little bit of a spine. So you can fold that first if you like. It doesn't need to be thick, but you can see here that gives it a little bit of a spine. And make sure I put my book in the right way. Then you only need to cut off the excess. So you can cut it really accurately, or I'm just going to cut it with my knife. And I'm going to add some little bits to it to make it a little bit older looking. So I'm going to take my archival ink pad and I'm going to give it a little bit of a rub with the ink pad just to make the outside edges darker. And I'm also going to use one of these brushes and just age it a little bit more. Now this is beautiful too if you use distress inks. Okay. There we have our cover. And now all we need to do is glue it in. So all I do is put glue on both sides, again making sure that your book is in the right way around. We don't want our hearts upside down. Glue on either side, and make sure you get it in the middle. And it just naturally opens up flat, so it's really very, very simple. So you can finish off this book many different ways. I'm doing this as a really quick video to show you. So I'm just going to show you, I've stuck it all together, and then I'm just going to make 2 little holes here because I've got some jute cord. And I'm just going to put this cord through the hole. Oops, that's actually just unraveled it. We don't want to do that. Just make sure the hole's big enough. If you've got a punch, that would be better than doing it this way. But we use what we have, and that's the most important thing. So I'm going to do that like that. And that gives me a little place to put the cord at the back, and you can tie it. Don't tie it too long, and you've got a cute little book. So if you liked my little book, please join me and subscribe to my page, which is Artshed Angel, and join me also on my Artshed Angel Facebook group. And also join us at Live Art Journaling and Self-Development. So the links are all below. Thank you so much. You're with Lucy from Artshed Angel. Thanks a lot. Bye.